Hello, and welcome to the 155th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. That's been delayed for weeks. So, my full intention, I'd finally gotten up the everything ready. I was going to do an episode last week, and then by Sunday morning, I couldn't talk. So, Sunday, Monday, and part of Tuesday, my voice was almost completely gone. Couldn't do anything. Not giving up, definitely doing it this week, despite the fact I missed many weeks before. Things happen. So I actually do have quite a bit to show off today. I've got some missing projects that I couldn't find before. They've been found. There was like one skein of yarn that I had gotten as a what's it called? I had gotten as a stash enhancement that I misplaced. I found it. The other one was a pair of socks that I had finished knitting. Found it, just because I wanted to show them off. So we've got 2 finished objects, works in progress, 2 new cast-ons, but you're only going to see one because one of them is a West Knits mystery knit along. So I probably won't show that till way later on, but I am enjoying it and making progress on it. And then I have quite a bit for stash enhancement. So is that everything? Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So let's get going on my finished objects. So first thing I'm going to show you is the socks I could not find before that I have found. And so the ends still aren't woven in. I had started, but I hadn't finished. And I still even haven't taken off the stitch markers to mark my progress. So these are what I called pink gym socks. Right here. Ignore the stitch markers and the loose threads. Those have to be fixed and put away. But it is done. So that's another one that's ready for the box. The yarn that I used for this, I'm pretty certain it was dyed by Dells. I just know it was the, what's it called? The tweed one. I can't remember the colorway name of it right now. If I can, I'll try to remember to put it down there. And then the brown that I had used for the contrasting color was a leftover from, oh gosh, I'm so out of touch, whatever. Wool Miza in the colorway Teddy. That's what I use for the contrasting color. So I really do like the way that this is turning out. This will stay in my possession until my box of socks is finished. I've already promised these to my friend's daughter, and I hope she really likes them. Well, I showed them to her while I was working on them, and she's like, yeah. And she didn't mind waiting, so that's all good. So these are for her. The next pair of socks that I did finish as well. I think I had maybe just started casting on for them. Oh, sorry, for the July socks, for these ones, this was just my own design. It was basically knit 2, purl 2 all the way down is pretty much what it was with color stripes on the leg. For my other pair of socks, these were my September socks. These are called Hearth socks. Well, it's a modified Hearth socks. The pattern was originally designed by Dana Ray Makes. And here, I'll show you just in one. So the main pink color, which was my main one for the month of September, this one is a TKL Boots in the colorway Coral Pink. And then this one here, the whitish white, it's like a white speckled one. When I was casting on the pink ones, I basically saw them on the shelf and I said, I need to make use of those. You can actually see it a little bit better on here because I striped it at the bottom. That one is also by TKL, and their boots base in the colorway is called Candy Floss. So for Dana Ray's pattern, hers has this design going all the way down the foot. 2 things. While I did like that, I felt like I was on a time crunch. So I decided to make them, number 1, shorter. And then after I finished the heel, I'm there like, I could make them shorter. And I could also just do the rest of it plain. And then when I reached about this point, I'm there like, you know what? Maybe I do want to continue the design. So that's what I did. So they're perfect fit. These ones will still stay with me. I don't really wear ankle socks that much. These are longer than ankle. I usually don't do shorties, but I really like the design of this one, and I'm looking forward to trying them. So those are my 2 pairs of socks that are done. So what I will do, I'm going to show you my Lawrence sweater just because I'm very proud of it and how much progress that I've made on it. Let's move this safely over here. Oh, I'm missing something. I'll go get you one of those afterwards. So one of the things that I did was I worked on my Lawrence sweater. The pattern is from Lily Kate France. and I really like it. The yarn that I'm using for this one is Durum Gilead in the colorway Conf Duos. You can see that. Beautiful, beautiful pink colorway right here. And needle decided to go through there. And guess what? I finished the main body for this. Hence the reason the needles are all over the place. It's not finished because there's still 2 more sections on this that need to be done. Let me move these. So here it is so far. You see it from there. Pull it all up. Yeah, I still have ends to weave in at the bottom, but honestly, that is okay. I left it deliberately long just so I can make sure I have enough to weave in and after it's blocked and all that kind of stuff. But I really do like the way that it turned out. It took me a while, but I took out almost every single stitch marker that I had in this. I swear every part of it, every time they said, okay, we're going to be doing this, I put in another stitch marker just in case so I knew what I was doing. I managed to reduce it down to 4. I still don't remember why the stitch marker is there, but it is. This one is to tell me front and back. So this one's at the back, so that's the back of it. You can usually tell when you hold it up like this, but sometimes when you're working on it, you don't notice and you kind of put it like this and you kind of get confused and you have to realign and all that kind of stuff. This one is because it said to start at the front left corner to start the color. So that's why I put this one there, if that makes sense. And then this one was my progress since the last time I showed it to you. So yeah, I finished the entire body. I went a bit longer than what was recommended. It was kind of accidental. So as I was doing the waist shaping, I realized I had to go back to the original instructions once I finished the waist shaping. And it said to go for a certain amount of, it gave the measurement in centimeters and in inches. For some strange and absurd reason, I looked at the centimeters, thought they were inches, and just kept going. And then I'm like, 17 inches seems very long for something that's like a shirt. I don't think my body is, my upper body is that long. And then I realized it said cm and didn't have the quotation marks for inches. But then after I said, okay, crap, where is this supposed to go? So I measured again where that was supposed to be. And according to it, as soon as, basically I should have maybe had 2 or 3 rounds after I finished the waist shaping and then started on the design for the bottom where it kind of does this thing. I tried it on. I determined by the time I finished that, I would feel like it was way too short. So I left it exactly where it was and I started the bottom design at that point. And I think I really like the length of it for this. So this is my sweater. I am excited to work on it. I'm probably not going to get it ready. Oh, yellow fluff. This is probably not going to be ready for like in the next couple of weeks or so, just because I have too many other things to go on. But I am excited. My next plan is to do the collar, which, yeah, it's kind of knit up, fold over mock neck type of thing. I don't really do turtlenecks, but I think I'm willing to give it a try for this, for the look of this. I'll decide how I may adapt it. I don't know. I'll see how it works out. And then afterwards, we got to do the puff sleeve on it. I'm kind of looking forward to working on that. So those will probably get worked on probably November. I can't guarantee it'll be any earlier than that just because I do have, well, the West knits to finish up that I want to get done. And the bag that everything is stuffed into for this one is one by, where is it? Right here. Longview Creations. This bag is awesome. It holds just about everything. Like there was one point I had it holding like 3 projects at one time while I was traveling to my dad's house. It held it all perfectly fine. But this is also when the sweater was not this big. But love it. Okay, got that one. Next work in progress. We will show you the Harlow hat. It's still not done. But I don't feel so bad because I have made progress on it. I have. Will it be done by the time the first snow falls? We'll see. So, I'm pretty certain I was past that last time. I still have the stitch marker in there, but I'm pretty certain I was past that. I was probably maybe about here before, something like that. Maybe about that much I've done. But I still feel like I've made quite a bit of progress. Still, it's growing. The yarn that I'm using, I can tell you that the black is called 117. Nope, 119, sorry. 119. And then a miscellaneous red color that I can't remember what it's called, which is right here. And we're doing the Harlow hat by Andrea Mowry. Still making progress. Oh, I think this is also a Longview. Yep, this is another Longview Creations bag. Holds it perfectly. Got you in. All right. So inside another Longview Creations bag is my West Knits. So I'm finished with the works in progress for now. I still have my rocket tee. There's still barely anything that needs to be done to it, but I still haven't finished it. It's just a collar that needs to be finished. I haven't finished it, but it exists, but I'm not working on it. So I guess I'll go into the new cast-ons. So it's two projects that I've cast on recently. One of them is the Twist and Turns, which is the Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. I'm not going to show anything. I am already behind because right now, up until this point, he's released 3 clues. I have downloaded all 3 clues. I am still on first clue, but I did try my best to avoid spoilers, and I was doing really, really good until maybe about Wednesday that passed this week. I had scrolling through Instagram, didn't realize that I had already seen the first picture of somebody where they put up a spoiler image saying it's going to be a spoiler if you scroll, and then it showed me the second picture. I wish Instagram had a way to disable that feature, at least for a certain amount of time, for things like this. But I was kind of spoiled, but it made me really look forward to where I'm going to for clue number 2. So I don't want any surprises, but I'm not going to show it off right now. I'll probably try and do everything at the end, and hopefully it finishes in a reasonable amount of time. But I will show off what colors I got. So these are the 2 colors that are being used right now in that first clue. The first one, which is the darker one, this is Caramel Toffee. They're all from the Knitting Loft. This one's Caramel Toffee. This one, I think, the second one is Golden Poppy, right here. So, got these 2. And then there is the red one, which name I cannot remember because I took off the labeling before I got my first clue, and I don't know where I put it. But it's this beautiful red color like that. I'm looking forward to working on it. All 3 of them are being kept home inside of these TKL yarn balls. Real convenient. I finally found my the 4th one because I have the other 2 from before I think I showed, and then I finally found this one, so yay. I finally found the second one. It's currently on my other new cast on, so that's all I'm showing for this one as well. But the bag, tell me this bag does not look cool. It looks like mystical mushrooms. It's also from Longview Creations because, yeah, why not? Okay, fine, don't stand up straight. So my other new cast on, this one is by, is called Cedar House Socks, and the pattern is by Summer Lee Designs, I think. Yeah, Summer Lee Designs. And I can't remember, I know who dyed the yarn. I can't remember the colorway because I misplaced the label for that as well. It's another design by Dells. I wound it up and I completely forgot. But here now let me show you the yarn that I'm using because this was the one that I put aside for my October yarn. October? Yeah, because I'm behind. So this is a color. It's like a pinky purpley, but it's much more purpley. That's what it is so far. And then here's the knitted sock that it's surrounded by. For this one, it requires 2 contrasting colors. It's not much of it I got. I just basically want to use my stash. So I have this beautiful little pale pink number here, and then this is gray. Yeah, this one's Wool Mize. I know that one. This one I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was in my leftover stash. I think it was more than a 20-gram mini, but I don't remember what I got it for. It feels like one of the 20-gram minis, but this looks like it's bigger than 20 grams to me. I don't know. So I'll put you in here. And so here is what I've done so far. Here is where the sock is so far. The cuff feels very, very long. I did it all according to the instructions. I'm using a 1.5 US needle size for this. Usually when I do socks, I do them in a 1. However, because this one required cables, I knew a 0 would be too small and I couldn't find a 1 at the time. So I went with a 1.5. And I think I did a good thing. So I'm trying to adapt it accordingly. So the cuff is much, much longer, but this is according to how the pattern is. And then afterwards, for the leg, I think because of how long everything is, I think this is long enough for everything. So I'm at the point where I would just start putting in the heel. The directions give a heel flap and gusset. I'm doing a shadow wrap heel. That's pretty much it. So I will be starting that later on. And hopefully once I get that done, then we can just work on the foot itself. And yay. This is currently living in the West Knits knit-along bag. Yeah. It doesn't have anything to do with the West Knits, but that's what's inside there. I think my mom's home from work. Okay. So that's my other new cast on. All right, now we're going to go through the extra stash enhancement, the ones that were left over from before. I think it's just this one. Everything else you would have seen when you were supposed to. So I had shown last time that I had gotten this skein of yarn from, as a gift, and it is Spin Cycle in the colorway After Midnight, which is exclusive to the Knitting Loft. I had gone back a week later and I found a hat that I wanted to do, but it required a second skein of yarn. But I had a hard time deciding as to what I wanted to do. Somebody helped me figure out what pattern I wanted to do. And then the yarn that I had gotten for it is this one. This one is Dororo Ulysses in the colorway Bruyere. So it's in there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it is. So it's going to be these two done together. The pattern, I do know it's by Bruna, but I can't remember what the name of the pattern is. I'll try to remember to put the name on there, is what my intended pattern is for that. But eventually I will get started on that. I think they will go together quite nicely. Next, I had some things that I had ordered from Area 51 Fibers. I had done pretty good this year because I haven't ordered much from them this year. Not because I didn't want to, but because I still have a whole bunch in here that I got to get through. But I got some things I saw and I didn't want to leave them behind, and they all came in about the same time. So let's start with the first two. I think it was this one. This was the first one, right? Yeah, this one was for, it would feel better if I actually remember the reason why I got ordered this one. But you put this one up on Instagram, and it's called Stronger Together. And it was for a reason that I purchased this. I looked at it and I'm like, I love the colors and I'd love to support. So I said, okay, I'm going to buy this one. Right? This is on a sturdy alien base. And then, of course, because I don't order singles, it's very rare I order just one skein from Area 51. I also picked up this one. Yeah. One thing, it's Eeyore. He was always my favorite character from Winnie the Pooh. I love the depressed donkey. I didn't care. He was always my favorite since I was a kid. So I got that right there. So these two came together and I was happy. And while I was waiting for these two, because now if you order from her, you have to wait because they're dyed to order now, as opposed to, you know, just dyed and sitting down there and hoping somebody orders them. It's much better business method. I have English skills. It's a much better business model for stuff like self-striping because it's so intensive. You don't want to dye extra stuff that people don't want. So when they order it, that's when you dye it. This is all, you know, business admin stuff we learned about in school and all that kind of stuff. And then afterwards, so while I was waiting for those two to come in, there ended up being a mention, like it was maybe like 2 days later, I swear. There was a Christmas sock set that was released and it came with a bag. So I decided to get it. So another thing that I really like is the Grinch. So hold on, there's a lot of plastic because I've barely taken these things out, but I don't even remember who made the bag though. This bag is from Stitching Plaza. They're from California. But this was the bag that came with it. So it's the Grinch and a drawstring bag. I will probably do this for the month of December. I just really, really liked, I love anything with a Grinch on it. There's that. And then the other thing was these two skeins. Let's hold them together. So this one is called Grinching All the Way. So looked at it, loved it, had to get it. So I did. I will wind these up probably closer to December to actually use them. I've got plenty of time. And hopefully I will get a lot of my projects done so I don't have to worry about... Okay, we're not going to even bother keeping that in the plastic anymore. Just that plastic. Put them in this one. So hopefully soon I'll be able to get started on those, but not for a while. There's only 2 more things to show, right? Kinda. So, well, I can just show this now. So one of the things that I did get, now, I'm pretty certain I had mentioned it on the last one, was about a shirt I was waiting for from the Love and Stitches Spreadshirt shop. And it's the knitting definition shirt, so I was able to get it. This one is the, oopsie. See, can you see that? Yep, it's this one. I was finally able to get it. I'm happy I did. I got a really comfy one. I really like the hoodie one that I have. The one that just says Love and Stitches across it. But it doesn't always come up when you're ordering it from the website. I don't know why. But, So I got this one. I'm happy with this one. I also got, where did I leave them? No, let's go on to this stuff. The other things that I got, sorry, stay, good. The Knitting Loft had their 4th anniversary. And because of how busy that they've gotten, they've decided you can order it on, you can only order it online. You can either be picked up or shipped. So as soon as the first date came up, I basically stayed up until 12:01 and I put in my order because I knew exactly what I was getting. And I said, I'm not buying any more yarn. I don't really need it. And I don't have like another sweater in mind because I already have a sweater's quantity for another sweater that I'm doing after this one. Plus I've got stuff I got to finish. There's no reason for me to get any more yarn. So what I decided to get was something that I've wanted for a while. So I guess we'll start. I got, they go together though. Okay, I got stuff to clean up now. I got an umbrella swift from Like. I think it's Like. So there's a picture of it right there. That was one thing that I got. I haven't taken anything out of the box because I literally just went into the shop today to go sit down and hang out and knit because they're open again and to pick up my projects, my stuff. So this is one. We'll put you, oh, you're going to squish my shoes if I put you like there. Bear with me. No, let's go this way. Okay, that's good. And then, of course, if you're getting a Swift and you can afford it and they go together as a matching set, told you. I really got to go clean it up. I also got a wooden ball winder. Also by Leaky. Likey, I'm not even sure. But I will eventually get this set up and actually try to use it. I don't have anything to be around for the next couple of weeks. So I should be good on waiting to get these opened. But I'm excited. I want to try them out. I want to use it. But I'm just going to have to wait until I make more space with what I have around me. And then get to put it up properly. Because there's stuff that needs to be cleaned up and put away and all that kind of stuff. So, let's just think. Has anything major happened in the past few weeks? So I guess we're on the point where we just sit down and chat. I got a pair of new shoes. That was the other thing that I put on there. I had gotten a, what's it called? Bloodstone boots. I have wanted those for quite some time. I'm one of those people, like, especially when it comes to things like shoes, as long as I can buy and I don't have to worry about it for 10 years, I'm good. So I think over the summer I had gotten my Birkenstocks. Happy to have those. And then, but I'd been looking for Bloodstones for quite some time, and I finally, then somebody from the loft, we had gone in and we're sitting down and she was wearing them, and I asked them about it. She's like, yeah, just go to the Bloodstone store. I'm like, I'm sorry, there's a what? It's like, yeah, the Australian boot company. And I'm sort of like, I didn't even know such a store existed. So I had a day off because I had a couple of eye appointments. I guess I'll get into those afterwards. I had a couple of eye appointments, and one of them was in downtown Toronto. And I found a way to make it, in a sense, on my way home. Oh, that was such a long day. I'll tell you about it afterwards. And so I went to the shop. I tried on the shoes. And within half an hour, I was walking outside there waiting for the bus to head home. I love them. They're very comfortable. They've got cute little plaid design for where the elastic is. It's a plaid design. I love it. So that was one of my major purchases that I think. Oh, the other thing I forgot. It doesn't really need to be shown, but I had gotten tips for my Did it show everything? No. I forgot one thing to show. Sorry. Just realized that. I had gotten another skein of a spin cycle yarn just because I saw a hat pattern. It's another pattern that Bruna is writing. And so she's given me the permission to, she wrote out the pattern for me. A rough draft of it. So I'm doing a test. I unofficially signed up for her test group that she didn't even ask for. So this one is, it's Spin Cycle Dream State in the colorway Light Years. So I like this. We've determined we will wait until afterwards to do the pom-pom. Just because there's no reason to get it now until the hat's done. So I'm looking forward to it. And to go along with it, I've gotten tips for my interchangeable, but they're the short tips. And the spin cord enough, like it's going to be long enough to do a hat. I was talking with Vanessa. I'm used to doing hats on 16 inches, but with the cords and the tips, it comes up to 12 inches. She said there should be enough space, and I think it's true because usually, sometimes when I'm working on it, I have to kind of stretch it to get it all the way around. So I think a 12 inch should be fine for this one because it's not like, put it this way, nobody's trying on this hat until it's already done. So yeah, there's that. Love it. I went to one of those people who does not buy Spin Cycle. Now I own 2 skeins. Okay. So I guess we'll go on with what's been going on. So that because we've gone over the whole boots thing. All right. So what led up to the boots thing? So I had, this actually started like a couple of months ago. It started from last year about this time. I had a visit with a specialist for my eyes because I have something in my eye called keratoconus. This means the cornea of my eye, instead of looking like, round, it kind of looks like a mountain range, and it really messes up how you see everything out of that eye. So glasses can't really help with it. Contacts don't fully help with it. So the optometrist I had gone to last year sent me to a specialist who was doing research on it, and I got the procedure done. It's basically to stop it from getting worse, not necessarily to make it any better. And I don't think it's gotten any worse. So I'm like, if it halted it in its tracks, that's fine. So I hadn't gotten new glasses in about 2 or 3 years because even when I went to go get that recommendation from my optometrist, they gave me my prescription and then I misplaced my prescription and I never got glasses. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm at a job now with benefits. I need to get glasses. This is getting kind of ridiculous. And we're coming up to the point of the 1 year, the final check for the thing. So let me find out whether or not they do prescriptions there. They don't do prescriptions. And apparently I had missed a call where they said, oh yeah, the day that you had selected for your eye appointment we called to change it because we didn't have the space there. Lucky for me, I was calling them to get it changed because I forgot to book the day off, and which was the day after Canadian Thanksgiving, a Tuesday, it was already booked off. There was you couldn't get the day off. So I said, okay, let me see if I can get it for like a week earlier or something. I ended up getting it 2 weeks in advance, so that worked out great, but they don't do prescriptions. So I said, okay, well then let me make an appointment with my regular optometrist and see if I can get a new prescription. So I couldn't get both appointments on the same day. I tried. So on the Tuesday, I worked Monday. On the Tuesday, I went to my optometrist and I got my eyes checked. But it was a new guy who was looking at my eyes. Oh my gosh, your eyes, they're just so bad. What are we supposed to? They're like, sir, relax yourself. I've gone to a specialist. I know they're not great. And I know you can't give me a prescription that will actually balance out my eyes without me feeling like I'm going to get a massive headache or whatever. I understand that. So we went in, we did the whole appointment. He did the whole, looking in the back of the eye. Honestly, when they do that, like that testing, it's actually kind of cool because it kind of looks like space and galaxies. But, so he did that. I got to pick out the new glasses and I picked them up the week later. See, new glasses. I love them. They're very pleased with how quickly I was able to come up with a decision for my glasses. Because I knew I had my optometrist appointment. So because I am not good at picking out glasses for myself, I looked around at all the other glasses that I saw other people wearing, and if I liked them, I asked them if I could take a picture of it. Okay, so it wasn't too bad. It was only pretty much my dad and 2 of my cousins, and they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. My dad's own had one of those line things across it, which I didn't like. Like, there was an extra line up top there. I didn't like that, so I was like, without that, but it was generally like this. My cousins, I swear, we almost got the exact same glasses, and then my other cousin, Hers were kind of like cat eyes, but they didn't have any rim on it. It was like just completely clear. I thought they were really pretty, but once I tried it on my face, something similar from the optometrist, I ended up finding I like this one better, so that's what I went with. So the next day I had gone to, and since I had this time off, I had talked to one of my brothers who now lives in Toronto, going to college, and we said we're going to go out for dinner. We were supposed to go on the Tuesday evening. Got a message. I need to reschedule. I got a jam session for da 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 da. I'm there like, can you still do it tomorrow? Yeah. You sure? Yeah. I'm like, okay, so we're still gonna meet at the same place, but we're gonna do it for Wednesday. So now on Tuesday now, I had my appointment for my eyes. I had to be in downtown Toronto for 11:45. After I finished with my appointment, I said, okay, well, I'm already on the road. Let me go look at the store at least to see about the boots. So because it is on Yonge Street, but it's in between two major stops. So I couldn't just, take the train to the closest one. There was literally so I took it to the closest one, got off there. I had to get on the bus and then take the bus to the rest of the way. Oh my gosh, just waiting for a bus down there. Nuts, because I had to get off at Yonge and Eglinton, and there was so much construction going on there. So much construction. Eventually a bus did come by. Got on the bus. It was only maybe about 4 or 5 stops. I got off and I saw the boot company, the Australian boot company. Got inside there, picked up what I wanted, and as I'm walking now out of the store with my boots in the bag, I look at the thing. It says 20 minutes until the next bus comes. I'm like, well, there's a Starbucks there. Let me go grab a drink. So I went and I grabbed the drink, and then I went to the bus stop, and I swear I was waiting there for like 30 minutes. I don't know where the 20 minutes came from, but that bus did not come in 20. I then had to go to Lawrence Station and try to figure out, because there's a bus stop right outside of Lawrence Station, and it doesn't say that the Lawrence bus doesn't pick up people, but I never saw anybody else waiting there. I never saw a bus pull up. So then I see one of the people at the TTC who help direct people where to go. Usually it's when like the train shuts down and getting around on buses, but he had come out and I asked him and he's like, I think you have to go downstairs. I'm like, oh, I have to go inside the subway station? So I went in the subway station. I went down there. I think 2 or 3 other Lawrence buses that don't go as far as I needed to go came and left. But then by the third one, it was there. Oh my gosh, I never felt the need for that Eglinton crosstown as much as I did that day. By the time I made it home, it was just after 4 o'clock. Maybe about 4 or 5 or 4:10. By about 5 o'clock, I had to leave my house. And I had been out of the house since about 10 o'clock that morning. So by 5 o'clock, I had to be out of the house in order to go and meet my brother to go out for dinner. It was just so long. I had a good time hanging out with my brother. Don't give me that. But it was that time in between because you can't really do anything. There's nothing around that area where he lives unless you're in college. I am not in college. So what am I supposed to do out there because if I had gone straight there after I finished getting my boots, I would have been there forever and a day doing nothing, waiting for my brother. Oh my gosh, it was just such a long day. But we had a great time. I actually got home at a pretty reasonable time considering we sat down and ate, and by the time it was, I got home by about 8:30, 8:45. Yeah, I got home pretty quickly, so that was actually pretty good. Let's see, what else now? Yeah, so that's everything for those kinds of things. I am so tired. Ugh, it was just such a long time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, well, my sister's birthday had passed. Like, I'm in the birthday era where it seems like almost every other week there's a birthday. So my sister's birthday passed. I got her bracelets. She loved them. Because I didn't know what to get her. And I said, oh, maybe, because I talked to her mom, and her mom is like, because she's 14. So it's kind of like that iffy age as to, yeah, they like some kiddie stuff, but mostly not. It has to like look a certain way. So I said, you know what? Last year I got you Animal Crossing cards. Let's try for something else this year. and her mom suggested jewelry. So I said, oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. My sister doesn't really wear earrings, even though her ears are pierced. I said, I can do well with a bracelet, though. I went and I looked online, and I was checking out, like, jewelry shops. Because I didn't want to do, like, Claire's or costume jewelry or that kind of stuff. Yo, I didn't realize how expensive jewelry shops are. They're trying to tell me $250. I'm like, I can't even afford $250 bracelet for myself. So that's not happening. But I ended up finding on Etsy an artist. Hold on. Somebody who makes really nice jewelry. I read the reviews and everything looked really, really good. And I liked what she had. So as soon as I got it, I ordered a couple of them for my sister. And I brought everything over. I had actually taken the bag. I had gone to the house on the Friday night. It was kind of late. She was, only thing she knows, oh, you're here? Yeah. You're taking the blanket? Yeah. Okay. And she went knocked out cold. So I had already written up the bag and written up the gift and everything like that. So I was planning on giving her the gift before I went to take the blanket. She didn't even realize. So I took it and I put it on her desk because usually when she wakes up, she walks by there to get out of her room. Trying to tell me how she did not even notice that it was there. So the next morning, I'm all giddy trying to figure out, has she seen it? Has she seen it? I've gotten up, done my usual morning stuff, gone to the bathroom, had my shower, had my breakfast. We're getting ready to go. I'm like, have you looked on your desk yet? No, what's on my desk? I'm like, there's a gift bag. There is? I'm like, how did you miss it? Her mom said, like, I saw it there. Why didn't you open it? So she opened it up and she put the bunch. She's like, I love it. So I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm happy that she really liked it. My other brother, RJ, the one that I had lunch with, his birthday just passed. Yo, man. He was telling me about a wallet, because we've been discussing this since the summer. He wanted a wallet from a Ridge wallet. And I'm like thinking, oh, that's great. You hear YouTubers talking about it all the time. Of course, it's all ads and all that kind of stuff. But I said, let me at least go on the website and check. It's basically 2 metal plates and an elastic. I did not want to spend $250 for that. And when my stepmother heard, she's there like, absolutely not. That is ridiculous. I'm like, I completely agree with you. My other thought was to get a wallet from, what's it called? Of course, as soon as I'm thinking of it, I can't remember the name of the place. But they're known for bags, wallets, and watches. Usually you find them in malls. But then apparently they're no longer in Yorkdale Mall. So I'm like, okay, that's not convenient for me. So I just decided I gave my brother cash. He was ecstatic. So I'm like, you're a college student. Cash is good. So we did that. I got the gift from my other brother, my youngest brother, because his birthday comes up at the end of next month. So I currently have it sitting down there, right over there on the side, and I'm really excited. I just asked him, I'm like, do you like gift wrapping or do you like gift bags? He's like, gift bags are good. I'm like, okay. So I got to make sure I get a good gift bag for that. So that's sitting down there. I just got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do for my dad, because his birthday comes up after my first brother's birthday, then it was my mother's birthday, like 2 days later. So I gave her a card and I gave her cash, because every time you ask what she wants, she's just like, I don't know, money for my bills. So I'm like, okay, fine. We're not having the argument about it. We're just doing the money. You do whatever you want with it. So we did that. So then my dad's birthday is coming up. So I decided, I think I have a decision. I'm not 100%. Like, I'm like 95% of the way there, but I'm not fully sure. I'll know by Tuesday evening, because that will be my last opportunity to actually get what it is. So I'll know by then exactly what I'm going to be doing it. So he won't be getting it until Friday at the very earliest, because that's when his birthday is. No, his birthday's on Thursday, but I won't be seeing him till Friday. My youngest brother, yep, his gift is sitting down there, so I just have to get gift bags, tissue. No, I probably already have tissue paper. No, I left it at my dad's house. I'll check if they, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. And then that's it for the rest of this year. So that's pretty much everything that's really been happening for me. Thinking. Pretty certain I've covered most of it. It's been, oh my gosh, I haven't even edited this thing yet. It should be about 40 minutes. I'm just looking at the timer as I'm doing this now. So I think it's time to bring this to a close. Thank you for sitting down there, spending your knitting time with me. Thank you to everybody who has sent up messages, especially for the last episode, because they hadn't seen me in a while, just to make sure everything's doing okay. I'm doing all right. I just haven't been there. I just haven't been around, busy, tired, and all that kind of stuff. But somebody did ask about, because they always hear me about singing. Yeah, I sing all the time. What I could do is, I will try to leave a link as long as you don't mind. It's for my church services. We're always within the first half hour of church services. If you wanted to watch it on there, usually for praise and worship, I'm there. I'm part of and you can get to hear the group together. The only other things I can do, maybe I should just upload. There is I'm going to try to find the videos. It's at the end of certain videos I've uploaded. One, they're both from funerals. Oh my gosh, it's all kind of depressing. One is me by myself at at one of my mom's cousin's funeral. They asked me to sing. And the other one is that was me by myself. And then there's another one of me and part of my praise and worship team at my grandfather's funeral where we sang together as well. I'll try to put a link with a timestamp for those ones so that you can get to see it, as opposed to me just uploading another video. It just makes it a little bit easier that way. So that is actually going to be everything for today. Thank you for spending your crafting time with me. I think I remember to do everything now, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.